Hello, Shalom. Welcome to day 86 of Daily Bread. We'll be reading from Leviticus 7, 2 Samuel chapter 16, Psalms 87, Proverbs 24, John 3, Book of John, Gospel of John 3. We'll be reading in the Scriptures, 2009 version. Leviticus chapter 7, found at page 109. And this is the Torah of the guilt offering. It is most set apart. The guilt offering is slain in the place where they shall slay the ascending offering, and its blood is sprinkled on the slaughter place all around. Then he brings from it all its fat, the fat tail and the fat that covers the entrails, and the two kidneys and the fat that is on them by the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which he removes with the kidneys. And the priest shall burn them on the slaughter place as an offering made by fire to slaughter, as an offering made by fire to Yahweh. It is a guilt offering. Every male among the priests eats it. It is eaten on the set apart place. It is most set apart. The guilt offering is like the sin offering. There is one Torah for them both. The priest makes atonement for it. It is his. And the priest who brings everyone's ascending offering, the skin of the ascending offering, which he has brought, is the priest. It is his. And every grain offering that is baked in the oven, and all that is prepared in the stewing pot or in the griddle, is the priest who brings it. It is his. And every grain offering mixed with oil or dry is for all the sons of Aaron, and all alike. And this is the Torah of the slaughtering of peace offerings, which is brought to Yahweh. If he brings it for thanksgiving, that he shall bring with the slaughtering of thanksgiving unleavened cakes mixed with oil, and unleavened thin cakes anointed with oil, or cakes of finely blended flour mixed with oil. Beside the cakes, he brings as his offering leavened bread together with the slaughtering of thanksgiving of his peace offerings. And from it he shall bring one cake from each offering as a contribution to Yahweh, to the priest who sprinkles the blood of the peace offering. It is his. As for the flesh of the slaughtering of his peace offering for thanksgiving, it is eaten the same day it is offered. He does not leave any until morning. And if the slaughtering he brings is a voluntary offering, it is eaten the same day that he brings his slaughtering. That is, and what is left of it is eaten the next day. And whatever is left of the flesh of the slaughtering on the third day is burned with fire. However, if any of the flesh of the slaughtering of his peace offering is eaten at all on the third day, it is not accepted. It is not reckoned to him who brings it. It is unclean to him. And being who eats of it bears his crookedness. And the flesh that touches that which is unclean is not eaten. It is burned with fire. And as for the clean flesh, all who were clean eat of it. But the being who eats the flesh of the slaughtering of peace offering that belongs to Yahweh while he is unclean, that being shall be cut off from his people. And when the being who touches that which is unclean, of the uncleanness of man, or of the uncleanness of the beast, or of any uncleanness abomination, and shall eat the flesh of the slaughtering of peace offering that belongs to Yahweh, that being shall be cut off from his people. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, Do not eat any fat of bull or sheep or goat, and the fat of the dead body, and the fat of what is torn is used for any purpose, but you do not eat it at all. And whoever eats the fat of the beast, of which men bring as an offering made by fire to Yahweh, even the being who eats it shall be cut off from his people. And do not eat any blood in any of your dwellings, or of bird or of beast. And any being who eats any blood, even that being shall be cut off from his people. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, He who brings his slaughterings of peace offerings to Yahweh brings his offering to Yahweh for the slaughtering of his peace offering. With his own hands he brings the offering made by fire to Yahweh. He brings the fat with the breast to be waved as a wave offering before Yahweh. And the priest shall burn the fat on the slaughter place, but the breast shall be Aaron's and his sons. And the right thigh you give to the priest as a contribution from the slaughter place of your peace offering. He among the sons of Aaron who brings the blood of the peace offering and the fat, the right thigh is his portion for a portion. For the breast of the wave offering and the thigh of the contribution I have taken from the children of Israel, and from the slaughtering of their peace offering, and I give them to Aaron the priest and to his sons as a law forever from the children of Israel. This is the anointed portion for Aaron and the anointed position for his sons. From the offering made by fire to Yahweh, on the day when Moshe presented them to serve as priests to Yahweh, which Yahweh commanded to be given to them by the children of Israel, on the day that he anointed them, a law forever throughout your generations. This is the Torah of the ascending offering, of the grain offering, and of the sin offering, and the guilt offering, and of the ordinations, and of the slaughtering of peace offerings, which Yahweh commanded Moshe on Mount Zion on the day when he commanded the children of Israel to bring their offerings to Yahweh in the wilderness of Zion. Moving on to 2 Samuel chapter 16, found on page 333. And David had passed on a little from the summit of Sheba, the servant of Messam, who met him with a couple of saddled donkeys, and on them 200 loaves and 100 cakes of raisins, and 100 summer fruit, and a skin of wine. And the sovereign said to Sheba, Why do you have these? And Sheba said, The donkeys are for the sovereign's household to ride on, and the bread and summer fruit for the young men to eat, and the wine for the weary to drink in the wilderness. And the sovereign said, And where is the son of your master? And Sheba said to the sovereign, See, he remains in Jerusalem, for he said, Today the house of Israel is going to return the reign of my father to me. And the sovereign said to Sheba, See, all that belongs to Messam is yours. And Sheba said, I have bowed myself. Let me find favor in your eyes, my master, O sovereign. And when sovereign David came to Baharim, he saw a man from the clan of the house of Shaul, whose name was Shahim, son of Ger, coming from there. He came out cursing as he came, and as he pelted with stones, David and all the servants and sovereign of David, and all the people and all the mighty men were on his right and on his left. And this is what Shechem said to as he cursed: get out, O man of blood, and men of Belial. Yahweh has brought upon you all the blood of the house of Shaul, in those whose place you have reigned. And Yahweh has given the reign into the hand of Absalom, your son. And see, you are in your own evil, for you are a man of blood. And Absalom, son of Shahir, said to the sovereign, why should this dead dog curse my master the sovereign? Please let me pass over and take off his head. And the sovereign said, what have I to do with you, you sons of Sarael? For let him curse, even because Yahweh has said to him, curse David. And who would say, why do you do that? And David said to Ashbim and all his servants, see how my son who came from my own body seeks my life, and how much more now this Benjamite, please, leave him alone and let him curse, for Yahweh has spoken to him. If so be, Yahweh does look on my affliction, and Yahweh shall return good to me for his cursing today. And as David and his men went in the way, Shechem walked alongside him on the hillside and cursed as he went, and threw stones at him and kicked up dust. And the sovereign and all the people who were with him became weary, and they refreshed themselves there. And Absalom and all the people, the men of Israel, came to Jerusalem, and Athaliah was with him. And it came to be when Husani the Archite, the friend of David, had come to Absalom, that Hushai said to Absalom, let the sovereign live, let the sovereign live. And Absalom said to Hushai, this is your loving commitment to your friend. Is this your loving commitment to your friend? Why did you not go with your friend? And Hushai said to Absalom, no, I am for the one whom Yahweh and this people and all the men of Israel have chosen, and with him I remain. And besides, whom should I serve? Should it not be before his son, as I have served before your father, so I am before you? And Absalom said to Athaliah, give your advice, what shall we do? And Athaliah said to Absalom, go into your father's concubines, whom he has left, to look after the house. And all Israel shall hear that you have made yourself a stench to your father. And the hands of all who are with you shall be strong. So they pitched a tent for Absalom on the top of the house. And Absalom went in to his father's concubines before the eyes of Israel. Now the advice of Absalom gave in these days was as if he had inquired at the word of Elohim. So all the advice of Absalom, both to David and to Absalom. A few chapters ago, David had, forget his name, killed so he could have his wife. And, well, he sent him into battle so he would die. And Yeshua, that was evil in Yahweh's eyes. He said, I'm going to, do that at some point. So that's there. Moving on to Psalms 87 on page 696. His foundation is in the set apart mountains. Yahweh loves the gates of Zion more than all the dwellings of Jacob. Esteemed matters are spoken to you, O city of Elohim Salah. I mention Rahab and Babel to those who know me. See, O Philistia and Sahor with Cush. This is what this and that one was born there. And of Zion it is said, each one was born in her. For the Most High himself does establish her. Yahweh does right in the register of the peoples. This one was born there, Salah, and the singers and the players on instruments. All my fountains are in you. Moving on to Proverbs 24, found on page 750. Do not envy evil men, nor desire to be with them. For the heart plots to ravage, and their lips talk of trouble. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established, and by knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Mighty is the wise in strength, and the man of knowledge strengthens power. And for by the wise guidance you wage your own battle, and delivery is by a great counselor. Wisdom is high for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gate. He who plots to do evil is called a master of evil plots. The purpose of folly is sin, and the scoffer is an abomination to men. If you falter in the day of distress, your strength is small. Deliver those taken to death, and hold back those stumbling to the kill. If you say, see, we did not know this, would he who weighs the hearts discern it? He who watches over your life, would he not know it? And shall he not repay man according to his work? My son, eat honey, for it is good, and honeycomb sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is thus to your being. If you have found it, there is a future, and your expectancy is not cut off. Do not lie in wait, O wrong one, against the dwelling of the righteous, against the righteous. Do not ravage his resting place. 7 times a righteous man falls and rises, but the wrong one stumbles into evil. Do not exult when your enemy falls, and let not your heart rejoice when he stumbles. Lest Yahweh see it be evil in his eyes, and he turn away his wrath from him. Do not fret because of evildoers, and do not envy the wrong, for there is no future for the evildoer. The lamp of the wrongdoers is put out. My son, fear Yahweh and the sovereign. Do not mingle with those who change, for their calamity arises suddenly, and who knows the ruin of both of them? These also are for the wise. It is not good to show partiality to right ruling. He who says to the wrong, you are righteous, people curse him, nations despise him. But those who rebuke the wrong, it is pleasant, and a good blessing comes to them. He who gives a right answer kisses the lips. Prepare your outside work, and make it fit for yourself in the field. Then you shall build your house. Do not witness against your neighbor without cause, and do not deceive with your lips. Do not say, let me do to him as he did to me. I repay each according to his work. I passed by the field of the lazy, and by the vineyard of the man lacking heart, and I see, it is overgrown with thorns, its surface covered with nettles, its stone wall is broken down. When I saw it, I set my heart on it. I looked and received discipline. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of hands to rest, and your poverty shall come a prowler, and your need like an armed man. Moving over to John 3. Recap. Yeshua has went into the temple and overturned tables, and because they made it, they were selling merchandise there, right? John chapter 3 on page 1023. And there was a man of the Pharisee, Nicodemus was his name, a ruler of the Judean. This one came to Yeshua by night and said to him, Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from Elohim, for no one is able to do these signs you do if Elohim is not with you. And Yeshua answered and said to him, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born from above, he is unable to see the reign of Elohim. Nicodemus said to him, How is a man able to be born when he is old? Is he able to enter his mom's womb a second time and be born? And Yeshua answered, Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born of water and the Spirit, he is unable to enter into the reign of Elohim. That which has been born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. And Nicodemus answered and said to him, How is it possible for this to take place? And Yeshua answered and said to him, Are you the teacher of Israel, and do not know this? Truly, truly, I say to you, we speak what we know and witness what we have seen. You do not receive our witness. And you truly, truly, I say to you, we speak what we know and witness what we have seen, and you do not receive our witness. If you do not believe when I spoke to you about earthly matters, how are you going to believe when I speak to you about heavenly matters? And no one has gone up into heaven except he who came down from the heaven, the Son of Adam. And as Moshe lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the Son of Adam has to be lifted up, so that whoever is believing in him should not perish but possess everlasting life. For Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only brought forth Son, so that everyone who believes in him should not perish but possess everlasting life. For Elohim did not send his Son into the world to judge the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He who believes in him is not judged, but he who does not believe is judged already, because he has not believed in the name of the only brought forth Son of Elohim. And this is the judgment, that the light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than the light, for their works are wicked. For everyone who is practicing evil matters hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his works should be exposed. But the one doing the truth comes to the light, so that his works are clearly seen, that they have been wrought in Elohim. After this, Yeshua and his taught ones came into the land of Judea, and he remained there with them and was immersing. And John was also immersing in Ai near Silaim, because there was plenty of water there. And they were coming, and they were being immersed. For John, Johann, had not yet been put into prison. Then a dispute arose between some of John's taught ones and the Judeans about cleansing. And they came to John and said to him, Rabbi, he who was with you beyond the Jordan, to whom you have witnessed, see, he is immersing, and all are coming to him. And John, answered and said, No man is able to receive any matter unless it is given to him from heaven. You yourselves are witnesses for me, that I said, I am not the Messiah, but I am sent ahead of him. He that has the bride of the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom, who stands and hears him, rejoices greatly because of the voice of the bridegroom. So this joy of mine is complete. It is right for him to increase, but me to decrease. He who comes from above is over all. He who is from the earth is of the earth, and speaks of the earth. He who comes from the heaven is over all. And what he has seen and heard, that he witnesses, and no one receives his witness. He who receives his witness has set his seal that Elohim is true. For he whom Elohim has sent speaks the words of Elohim, for Elohim does not give the Spirit by measure. The Father loves the Son, and has given into all his hand. He who believes in the Son possesses everlasting life, but he who does not obey the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Elohim remains on him. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible and talk to the Father.